So I got the idea actually, I think from Bob Claggett. I like to make stuff. There's just a slight variation on his, but essentially a little notebook. I think it works out about 7.5 by 3.5 or 5.5, something like that. 16 pieces of paper all cut to size using the clear acrylic template. And then I don't think you need to fold all of them, but I folded all of the pages in half, including the cover, just to kind of try and help line them up really. I think if you just cut them all at the same time, clamp them together and keep them in the same place that way, it probably works. To be honest, it's fairly tedious folding all the pieces of paper in half. And I used a slightly thicker piece for the cover. I think this was a cover from a Festal catalogue that came through the post. So a couple of spring clamps on there, just hold them, and then I mark the centre point, and at every 1/2 inch, I think Bob used staples. I haven't got a big enough stapler to cut all these, so I decided to use saddle stitch. So I've just basically used a point to drive the holes through first off, and then using some cotton, because I didn't have any waxed cotton, so I just used the thickest normal cotton I'd got, and then just rubbed it around a candle a couple of times to get a good coat of wax on it. Starting from the inside, middle, working out, and then it's basically just a running stitch backwards and forwards all the way to one side. When you get to the end, you just go back through the next hole, so you get a loop on both sides. It's important, I found, to keep the cotton fairly tight, and just to watch that both pieces of cotton, because I'm using a double length of cotton looped over, pull through at the same rate so you don't get little loose loops. Keeps it all nice and neat and tidy, and then back to the middle. The last knot will be on the outside, so I just tied that off with a knot there, and then poked it back through the same hole into the centre, and then just for good measure double knotted it around the inside of the loops as well. It's not difficult, it only takes a couple of minutes to do, even when it's not speeded up. Just trim the edges off, and I noticed that the cotton, I think, was coming off the wax rather was coming off the cotton, so I just rubbed the candle over and just had a good wax. When you put it on, fold the cover the opposite way to the book. That helps it fold over, and then just using a steel rule and a brand new blade and a utility knife just to trim off the edges to neaten everything up, because everything kind of goes a bit pointy on the outside. And then just using a block of wood and some 240 grit sandpaper to sand it over smooth. You don't have to, but I used like a paper crafter's radius punch just to put a nice radius on the corners of the notepads. Makes it look a little bit nicer than a square edge, and kind of hides any overlaps or misalignments in the wood, in the paper. Sorry. Pop that in a between 2 pieces of plywood, and then just give it a little sand over where I'd gone around the radius punch, smooth everything off. It actually works really well sanding paper. Then did the same to the spine, just to leave it in there for a while. This is kind of the first one I did. So don't forget to check out the website, and like and subscribe if you found this of use. There's lots of projects coming up soon, and thanks for watching.